Hey guys, it's me Kumari Bhavna and I'll be teaching incisional hernia. What is incisional hernia? It is herniation through the weak abdominal scar and it is common in old age and obese individuals. In history of incisional hernia, what all we take? First of all, we will take the details of earlier surgery that the patient has undergone. Then the duration of after how long incisional hernia has occurred is important. Then we will take the history of wound infection, wound dehiscence, whether the surgery done was an emergency or elective and tension sutures were placed or not. Then we will take the history of pain, irreducibility, details of precipitating factors to be asked. Other precipitating factors like smoking, urinary, respiratory, abdominal symptoms are also to be asked for. So what are the factors that are responsible for incisional hernia? Vertical incision, uh, layered closure, then continuous closure using absorbable sutures. Then emergency surgical wound has higher chances of incisional hernia. Laparotomy for peritonitis, acute abdomen and trauma can commonly cause incisional hernia. Drainage through the main laparotomy wound may precipitate incisional hernia. Chronic cough, smoking, obstructive uropathy, constipation can precipitate incisional hernia. Causes which increases the intra-abdominal pressure are BPH, straining, stricture urethra, or rectum ascites. Diabetes, old age, malnutrition, malignancy, anemia, hyperproteinemia, jaundice, ascites, liver disease, uremia, steroid therapy, immunosuppressive disease are other precipitating factors. So these are the factors which are responsible for development of incisional hernia. So what are the features of incisional hernia? There will be swelling in the scar region, pain, impulse on coughing, gurgling sound will be present, bowel peristalsis will be visible under the skin. Eventually there will be features of irreducibility, obstruction, strangulation is seen. Hernia is common in lower abdomen. It may be small, large, huge or massive. Scar, its extent and location, whether it is primary healing or secondary healing is present or not. Skin over the scar and swelling are noted. Details of the swelling with expansile, impulse on coughing and examination both in lying down and standing are done. Gap cannot be assessed in irreducible hernia. So what are the type of defect which occurs in incisional hernia? Small defect will be less than 2 cm, large and wide defect will be more than 2 cm. Multiple defect will be Swiss cheese of pattern, very large defect and massive diffuse defect. So these are the type of defects which can occur in incisional hernia. So what are the complications of incisional hernia? It will be irreducibility, obstruction, strangulation and incarceration. So what are the investigations we need to do for incisional hernia? We'll look for the precipitating factors, chest X-ray, ultrasound abdomen and test relevant for the causes. Size of the defect is important to decide the type of surgical closure we need to do in incisional hernia. Preoperative preparations for incisional hernia surgery are reduction in weight and control of obesity, nutrition, anemia control, treatment for diabetes, hypertension, cardiac disease, respiratory problems. We'll treat the respiratory causes. Chest X-ray, ultrasound abdomen is to be done. Massive, then abdominal compartment syndrome. We'll look for abdominal compartment syndrome. That is whether massive incisional hernia after reduction may cause inferior vena cava compression, paralytic ileus and diaphragmatic elevation with respiratory embarrassment, and that is abdominal compartment syndrome. And this can be prevented by increasing the capacity of peritoneal cavity. So how will do it? By creating pneumoperitoneum using carbon dioxide so as to increase the peritoneal cavity pressure by 12 to 15 cm of water daily for 3 to 6 weeks. Later definitive surgery is to be done. So treatment surgery for incisional hernia or mesh repair of the incisional hernia defect is always better. Then we will do sublay. We can use sublay mesh, onlay or overlay mesh, Rives stopper mesh placement. Then retrorectus mesh placement is to be done. Then polytetra fluoroethylene mesh and polyglycolic mesh. Then laparoscopic mesh repair is done for incisional hernia. Then there are few operations which are done in case of incisional hernia, that are Cattle's operation, Nuttall's operation, double breasting of rectus sheath, then keel operation. So what are the different types of mesh repair we do for incisional hernia? Sublay, underlay, overlay, combined inlay and overlay, Rives stopper method, component separation technique, bridging at myoaponeurotic level outer to peritoneal, that is inlay. So what are the post-op care we need to do after the management of incisional hernia. You'll give antibiotics for maintaining the aseptic condition, analgesics, nasogastric aspiration, abdominal binder for support, prevention of paralytic ileus, control of obesity and other precipitating factors. Stop smoking and treat other associated causes. Early ambulation is done to prevent DVT, that is deep vein thrombosis. Fluid management is to be done. Catheterization. Drain should be kept until drainage becomes minimal. Abdominal binder is used to support abdominal wall during recovery period. So what are the complications of incisional hernia surgery that can occur? Wound infections, seroma formation, paralytic ileus, abdominal compartment syndrome, infection of mesh recurrence. Additional problems that occur in large incisional hernia are abdominal compartment syndrome, lordosis, back pain, skin ulceration and fistula formation. That's it. Thank you.